Hi guys, I hope you're well. Welcome to episode 6. I apologise if I look a little bit rough. I've been ill for the past 2 days and I'm still going through the worst of it. But I really wanted to get this episode out. It's quite important. So here we are, we're going to talk about hearing aids. What do they do and all that jazz. Hearing aids amplify the sound through an internal microphone and provide sound to the ear. Hearing aids are powered by batteries and they can either be disposable batteries or they can be rechargeable batteries. My hearing aids are disposable batteries. The NHS only supplied hearing aids with disposable batteries, although who knows, in the future they might supply the ones with rechargeable batteries, which would be great. The disposable batteries look like this. You get 6 in a pack and they last for about a week or so. After that you just throw them away. This is my hearing aids. If you can see, I've got the ear mold here, the tubing, the hook and the hearing aid itself. So, if you look here you have the 2 external microphones. The external microphones will take the sound, then it will send it through that hook. From that hook, it will go down to the tubing through here, and the sound will come into my ear. And through my ear, I will hear it. It is powered by one single battery, which I'll put here. When I close the battery door, it turns on like that. There's no on and off button. That's how you put it on. Hearing aids are not one size fits all for every deaf person. You have to go to an audiology centre to get them fitted for your hearing loss. They will adjust it to suit your needs and your hearing levels. Ear molds are not one size fits all as well. Everyone's ear shape is completely different. So what you do, they'll do an ear mold appointment where they'll make a mold by injecting this soft putty in your ears. When they inject this soft putty, they wait for it to harden. And once it hardens, they take it out, and that's an impression of how your ear is. They then send it off, and the company they send it off to, which is Saki, the company then made it into an ear mold with the tubing inside. When they come back, you have to literally cut the tubing to match your ear. Normally it's a very long tubing, and what you usually do is you put it in your ear like this, put the hearing aid on the hook, and you want to cut the tubing to about where the hook meets. So when you cut it to where the hook meets, you then obviously put it on. If you cut it too long, your hearing aid will sit up like that or flap about. If you cut it too short, your hearing aid will sit like this on your ear and possibly give you irritation. That's an idea. Maybe when I get my next ear mold, I will actually show you how I retube it step by step. I just think that would be great for people that want to learn how to retube their own hearing aids by themselves. Some people do go to hospital to have other people do it for them. How do I put them in? I literally put it in the hook here. See this? Put it in the ear, like that. Right in. And there we go. I'm not sure if you saw that clearly. In the ear. Make sure the top puts in. Then put it around. Simple. Working with deaf children myself, I've had to put in the ear mold for them. They're unable to do so sometimes. can be quite tricky. But as you get older, it's a lot more easier to put your ear mold in. Parents, if you're struggling to put in your child's ear mold, may I suggest just putting a little bit of Vaseline on it. Maybe a little bit of Vaseline around the edges here. That can help get it in, and it won't harm the child's ear. You may see sometimes that people have like bubbles here. The bubbles are like condensation. Normally our body sweats a lot and we give off sweat. This is no different with your ear. Sweat can come out of your ear too. Unfortunately, because our ear molds block it up, the sweat goes into the tubing. So how do we get rid of it? This is what I call a puffer. Just blow air by treating it. If you get condensation here, what you want to do is take your hearing aid off. See this? Put it in the tubing. Puff out. It will puff out all the condensation. Pro tip, if you're out and about, you have condensation and you want to get rid of it, but you haven't got a puffer on you, a quick fix will literally just be just blowing on the tubing. Blow it out. It'll work for a bit, but as soon as you're able to, get a puffer. If you don't blow out the condensation, it will cause the sound coming from the hearing aid to sound muffled or wobbly, like a bit like you're underwater. It's not a nice sound, so that's why as soon as you get condensation, get rid of it. How often should you get new ear molds? I would say every year. If you think you're active, get two pairs. I've got this one which I use for everyday life, just a normal silicone one. And I've got this one which I use for the gym, which is a bit more harder and rigid, but the sweat doesn't make it used up as usual. As soon as I turn my hearing aid on, they connect straight to my phone. If you haven't seen how that works, go back to the episode of Deaf Technology, else you'll be able to see how it works. Basically, as soon as I turn them on, they're connected to my phone, Bluetooth. So yeah, I can listen to music on the go and all that jazz. It's cool, so cool. If you haven't checked the episode out yet, please do so. Apart from being able to actually show you how I fit the ear mold itself, I think I've pretty much gone through everything. So also, this being the Massimo diary, it's about me, but it's not just about me being deaf, it's also all about me. And I want to show that there's other things to me. It's not just being deaf. So, the next episode, we're actually going to talk about my favourite bands and my top 3 songs from each artist. And I'll tell you all about my top 3, or shall I say 5? Let's just say my top 3 gigs that I've been to. Yeah. After watching the next episode, tell me what your favourite gigs are. I'd love to have a conversation about that. Anyway, sorry to cut this so short. I'm not well, but I really wanted to actually put out this video for you guys. Something is better than nothing. All in all, take it easy. Take care. Much love. Ciao.